What's happening? What's happening? What's happening? Of course, you know it's your boy B-Hop Radio Shout. And as always, I got my podcast partner off in this thing, OG Gangsta Wicked, a.k.a. Big Galaxy of Ghetto Mafia. What's going on with it, Wick?
Oh, man, I can't call him. Just calling it.
I mean, Kanye, he just did another interview with academics. You know, he done set the internet on fire. This is Jay-Z, Kendrick Lamar, Frank Ocean, and I mean, everybody else pretty much with a name on themselves. And I mean, some of the things he had to say, you know, on Jay-Z, he said, Jay-Z, Beyonce, you ain't helped me when I was having problems with my kids. You could have used your influence. No, your influence is for politics. Your influence is how you could use a NIWGA. You never wanted to sign anyway, that Dame signed. You ain't show up to my first wedding. You ain't my family. I never had a family out here. Then he goes on to say, you know, Kendrick Lamar, I want Kendrick to always remember that Jay-Z tweet before he ever crosses the line. That last Kendrick album, not Gen X, but the previous one, Mr. Morale, is like a direct copy of The Life of Pablo. You know, it's like, oh, these are the drums from this song. This is the approach to this song. He got on Kim Kardashian saying, I didn't want to have children with this person after the first 2 months of being with her, but God, that wasn't God's plan. On Diddy, he said, I really saw the comparison of me and Puff with the Diageo and the Adidas situation. Regardless of if they could have locked me up for taxes, they wasn't playing fair. It's like you leaving with nothing. We have to destroy you, even though they used us to tap into the culture and make money off of black people and people who enjoy black culture. Then on Drake, he said, it's like family members that you don't mess with. Drake is 1,000,000 times better than Kendrick and 1,000,000 times more important. What Future and Young Thug have done with Drake culturally, just culturally, that last year, you know, I couldn't barely sit through that. That stuff was insane. That stuff had Lucy and Grange's Universal Drake lawsuit written all over it. Drake needs to be my writer. And then on J. Cole, he said, as J. Cole said, false idols. Negro, you're the false idol. You can't mess with me no day. He gave Playboy Cardi the blues as well as Pusha T. John Legend, he said, look at John Legend, old sissy self. I ain't never do nothing wrong to that NIWGA. I changed generations of his life. And he got on that hot sweater. This NIWGA wears sweaters in the mother-loving August in Barbados. They said he smells like mashed potatoes. I mean, you know. Then he got on Jim Jones. He said he gave Jim Jones needed him to come in and do a meeting with somebody. So he claims that, you know, Jim Jones allegedly got like a $2 million commission for getting him to show up to a meeting. And then he turned around and asked Jim Jones for a favor, and Jim Jones acted like he didn't know how to do what Kanye was asking him to do. So he wasn't trying to hear that either. And then, you know, his response to, you know, tweeting, you know, hate against Virgil Abloh after his death was, I'm evil, I'm an evil person. I mean, what are your thoughts on Ye raising hell again?
Oh, my goodness. One thing I do now, out of all that you said, there's one thing that I do agree.
What?
Was the Puffy and his situation, the comparison he made from Diageo and Adidas.
Okay.
I did see, you know, a hint of truth in that when you leave, they want you to leave broke. With nothing. Busted and disgusted. And with your reputation tarnished. That was pretty much it, you know, that I said, okay, I can ride with you, you know, on that, Kanye. Everything else to me seemed like a bunch of babbling, mixed with a bunch of hate, a bunch of mental, you know, I told you that I've had partners, you know, from the hood that I have seen have what they call episodes, bipolar and paranoid schizophrenic episodes, and that's what it feels like to me. For people that have never been around someone that has had an episode like that, they don't know. They think it's just, oh man, no, he just evil. He just. It's an episode. And I've seen it. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's what's going on. He kind of needs help, but just like when I look at your boy Kodak Black, and I'm going to pivot to that.
Yeah.
I told people before a lot of this is evident now that he was having a drug. He was under a lot of stuff that he was doing came from addiction.
Yeah.
And it sparked a lot of the episodes that he's having, and people are like, nah, man, he just evil, man. He just tries to, nah, he's been triggered by those drugs, and you can see it now physically in it.
Yeah.
So now people are like, oh yeah, it's the drugs. That's what got him. That's why he's saying, he compared himself to DMX and hating on X, and I ain't gonna fall off like that, blah, blah, blah. So a lot of this stuff is, I don't know what caused the episode with Kanye. Is it the stress of carrying the industry for so long? A lot of that stuff is heavy, man.
Yeah.
I haven't walked in his shoes, so I don't know. What's the trigger behind it? I don't know if he's if he drinks on the DL. I ain't heard nothing about that.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's drugs. I don't know if it's just life stress. I don't know if it's the death of somebody in his family, like a lot of people saying the mother had passed. A lot of that stuff triggers stuff.
Yeah.
But I don't see a good outcome from a lot of this. You say stuff about your baby mom. You're talking crazy, about her, and at the same time, I can't subscribe to that because you laid down with her. You had all these kids with her. I remember one time being in court for child support, and my son's mother at the time, we sit in front of the judge, and she comes up with all, up to the judge to speak. He ain't it. He blah, 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 blah. It's the same type of rant that Kanye was doing. Mm-hmm. And it actually got me, she was trying to make me pay more money. Mm-hmm. It actually backfired on the judge. I was gonna raise the child support until you came up here, talking crazy about the man, which is a man, by the way, that you laid down and had the kids with. Now all of a sudden he's a punk, he's a blah, 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 he's lame, he broke, he blah, blah, blah. He's all these things now. Mm-hmm. But you laid down with him and had the babies. I don't want to hear none of that. So you know what? He denied it. Mm. They denied it for a little while. Yeah. So I'm not the type of person that, if you don't lay down with a woman that made umpteen babies, now all of a sudden it carries weight for me. Oh yeah, I knew she was that. So that's out the window with me.
Yeah.
As far as his situation with Jay and Beyonce, I lost a lot of respect for him over the kids.
Yeah.
When he dropped the kids, then I said, okay, so he has no limit. You know what I'm saying?
Filter.
Yeah, he has no filter at all. There's certain things that that we as OGs that we just won't go there with. You know what I'm saying? Shooting the kid in the car.
Yeah.
The 5-year-old, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
These type of things that we just don't subscribe to.
Exactly.
So therefore when he went there with Jay, he had me for a minute because I'm thinking the whole time that it's just about the catalog. Mm-hmm. You understand what I'm saying? But then we start dragging the kids and they're saying all this other kind of stuff, man. Like Mike Tyson making out eat the babies, and it's too much.
Yeah.
I do have a suggestion.
What?
For the Kanye and the Jay-Z situation.
What's your suggestion?
And this is a great idea. I ran across a few people and they loved it.
Yeah.
Instead of going to academics and with a black robe on and talking about Jay and the babies and Beyonce and all this stuff right here, Kanye, why don't you let's have a boxing match. Mm. We can all these beefs that we have in hip hop now, instead of them ending in gun violence and running from podcast to podcast and interview to interview and talking about trying to bring another brother down, why don't we take it back to the old school like we used to do at Samuel Jones Boys Club? We had a thing at Samuel Jones Boys Club here in Atlanta. It was called The Cage.
See that?
And when you had an issue with a nigga, right?
Yeah.
You know what they would say? They said, take it to the cage. Take it to the cage. And you put the gloves on.
Yeah.
Anybody went to Samuel Jones, they know about this.
Yeah.
Put the gloves. Ask Johnny Cabell, he'll tell you about it. And we put the gloves on, and they lock you up in the cage.
Yeah.
And you know what I'm saying? Y'all fight it out. You know what I'm saying? Until one person say, you know what? I'll tap out. Let me out of here. Yeah. I have no problem with it no more. And I say, we take the proceeds, half the proceeds, and we give it to these youth programs out here. that are, football programs, basketball programs, educational programs, because it'll make a lot of money seeing Kanye and fucking Jay-Z get in the ring. They both about the same age and duke it out. And if Jay, if he knock you out, you get back the catalog. You know what I'm saying? And Kanye, if you get knocked out, you know what I'm saying? You shut the fuck up. Hey. You know what I'm saying? So it's funny, but at the same time, be out for real. It teaches kids that we ain't got to pick the guns up about this.
Facts.
Because what happens is, you and I talk about this all the time, this rant that Kanye is going on.
Yeah.
I don't think that Kanye is going to do nothing to any one of these artists that he's talking about. Pusha T, John Legend, blah, 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 blah. He's not going to do anything physically to them. But it's the Kanye followers that you and I always talk about.
Yeah.
It's always the followers that's taking this a lot, 10 times more serious than the two rappers or the two ball players or the analyst and the ball player. You know what I'm saying? The Stephen A. and LeBron. It ain't them that's gonna really too much do nothing. LeBron gonna spank him. But it's the people that follow LeBron that take this serious. Well, you know what? I'll shut him up for you. Yeah. And that be the mentality. And that's people that's gonna follow Kanye and say, y'all did him wrong. And now when Jay is out, or now when this person is out, they got to be watching the back up over idiots that buy, fall for this hook, line, and sinker.
Yeah.
So that's why, you have to mind the tongue. The tongue is so powerful.
That's right.
When I have an issue with a rapper, if I do have an issue, which I'm cool, so I don't have much of an issue. But if I do, you know what I'm saying, my first thing is going to be to holler at that rapper, not go on a bunch of different podcasts and say, this nigga did this, and I'm gonna go out and I'm gonna blah blah blah, because there's people that do follow me here in the city that once I say it, I have a responsibility to say the right thing, because Decatur niggas take it serious. They look at it, if it's an attack on me, it's an attack on the city of Decatur. And I have niggas that will ride with me over a lie or whether it's the truth. And I done went home and laid in my king side bed, and they out here on another artist's ass about some shit I'm out here playing.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? And vice versa. So I think that, Kanye is, I feel bad for him, but at the same time, I feel bad for a lot of people that he has, a lot of brothers that he's attacking because it's us. Yeah. It goes back to what you were talking about the Super Bowl with Kendrick. Yeah. At the end of the day, a lot of people got mad at you about it. You said, it was a great performance. You ain't had all the brothers out there. But your final takeaway from the entire thing was that he was down on another brother. Yeah. And you got people coming to comments, Drake ain't black. You get people saying anything. He ain't from over here, he ain't from... At the end of the day, the takeaway that you had from it was a great performance. Yeah. But at the end of the day, you based your Super Bowl performance off tearing down another brother, turning this TV off. Yeah,
well, see, I'm looking at this whole Kanye thing myself, Wick, and as I look at it, it's seeming like, Kanye is a rebel without a cause. It's like he's looking for something to fight for, but he's only fighting for himself, and he's trying to galvanize the community to go and follow him into a fight that really has nothing to do with us. This is more so his personal situation, his money, his kids. It's like you trying to bring Jay-Z and Beyonce into your family business. Correct. And I do understand, what he was saying between Diageo and Adidas and the similarities in that situation. Right. I did get that. I got that, but my thing is, too, if you really are trying to affect change out here, go and do something that's really helpful to the community. Correct. Go find single mothers and put them in houses. Right. You see what I'm saying? What you may be doing on the DL. Well, but see, my thing is, if you're going to scream and yell about revolution, then you need to be screaming and yelling about that kind of revolution of helping people. Right. Not absolutely. About, somebody's kids and calling them all out of their name and stuff like that. And so I'm watching what he did with academics, and that seemed more like a situation to where he used academics' platform to really just spew his hate. Correct. Academics didn't even really get a chance to ask the man any questions or nothing like that, so it really wasn't an interview. It was just more so a rap. Man, you know what, academics, I know that you got hip-hop, the younger generation, and you got this big fan base. I'm about to come and stand on your platform, take over, and spew my hate on it. Correct. And since he's Kanye, folks allow him to do it, but I think at the point that he's at now, if he don't start making sense, folks need to stop letting them get on their platform. That's why I'm at with it now.
Right,
Because it's like,
you know.
you ain't really helping nobody do nothing no more, Ye. You just raising Cain, and then also make some good music. Make the kind of music that people want to hear. Make something that people can, make the kind of music that's healing to the community. You know, music can go a long way. You know, What's Going On was a song that still gets played to this day that let folks know about the ills of the world, and, you know, we had to speak on it through folks like Marvin Gaye and all of these other artists, Donny Hathaway, that used to actually have something to say, Tupac, that had something to say to make people be able to reflect and figure out, okay, what can we do to make this world a better place?
Right.
And it seems like Ye is not really on the trajectory of making the world a better place for us. He's just trying to make it a better place for him. And that's what I'm getting off everything. So I'm kind of falling back, because at first, you know, I could feel where Ye was coming from. You know, I was like, he was frustrated. You know, I'm never going to be mad at a man speaking his mind.
Correct.
But then when you start offending the kids, it's like, you know what, bro, we got to pump our brakes from this.
Correct.
Okay, yes, it's freedom of speech, but you using your speech in a hateful way. You know?
I hate to see it. You know, like I said, I'm not the type of guy that I listen to an artist or listen to someone and I make a decision off that. So nothing that he said makes me look at Jay or Beyonce or any other artist that he's talking about. I like John Legend. I never liked John Legend. I don't care what John Legend does in behind closed doors. If he gay, if he not, I don't care. I like the music. See, so therefore, a lot of these artists, us as black people, once we turn off their the word I'm looking for, once we turn off a support for the hating on other artists, they'll stop doing that. So meaning, you know, I don't subscribe. I said this about Daz. When Suge was saying certain things about Tupac spit on him. Remember that? And I said, well, I don't care if I saw a video of Pac actually spitting on him or not. Because I fucks with Daz. I know what Daz has done for me, how he has showed up for me, how, you know what I'm saying, when I needed him, he's been there. When he say he's gonna do something, he does it. So it takes a lot more with a guy like Wicked. Now there are a lot of followers out there. Once somebody say, man, Wick lame, he got slapped in the 7th grade, now all of a sudden I ain't cool to him no more. You understand what I'm saying? So what Kanye is saying about these different artists and stuff, I don't care. You know what I'm saying? Because I didn't like John Legend for what he does. All I want to see from John Legend, you playing the piano and singing the song when I'm with my old lady. That's it. You know what I'm saying? I don't care if you're good at basketball. I don't care, none of that. All I care what LeBron James is, seeing you dunk the basketball and win the game for the United States of America. You understand what I'm saying? What you doing with your old lady, if you get divorced, if you in Magic City on Saturday night, I don't care. I don't subscribe to all the extra shit. You know what I'm saying? Once we, you know, as a culture, you know, say, you know what? Now you're going out of bounds. You talk a lot of stuff. You're taking these personal shots. You know, I like Pusha T because Pusha T is one of the best battle rappers I've ever heard. Point blank period.
Come on.
You know, him and Drake went at, oh Lord.
Exactly.
Drake don't stuck his foot off in something, you know what I'm saying? But it's in between the lines. You know what I mean? What Pusha do, besides that right there, I don't care. Once we get that mindset as a culture, these type of incidents with artists, with Kanye's and stuff right there, they won't hold no weight no more. Nigga be like, well, you know, damn, I wish I could go on Beehive and Wick or Academics or whoever and talk about so-and-so, but, you know, last time I did that, you know, it got me X'd. It got me canceled out here in the culture. You know what I'm saying? We still have a bunch of clowns that follow that type stuff. Ooh, he said this about so-and-so. He said this about him right there. Ooh. The real bus. You remember when we was in elementary, the real bus? Hey, I bet you won't hit my hand. And it ought to be the instigators. You know, they want to see a fight. So I bet you won't knock that off his shoulder. You know, the instigator. Once you take the instigators used to get in trouble all the time back in the day. That would be the main person. They say, oh, well, you over here instigating, come on in here to the principal's office. You know, we're going to X you first. Come on. You know what I'm saying? So once we get the instigators out the way and these artists will come to the realization that that type of behavior don't carry no more weight anymore, and it'll die off.
I'm here for that, man. Y'all hit the comments. How do y'all feel about what Kanye had to say, man? I mean, is he off his rocker? Did he make any valid points? What are your thoughts and what are your theories? Be High Radio, shout it. Big Galaxy. We'll holler at y'all in a minute, man. We gone.